So Jane and I, as you may or may not know, are partners in business and in life, and you know, she turns 54 way before me. That's all that's important. There's something else that I want to draw your attention to with Sharon's introduction. You remember when Jane was introducing Sharon? She said she is the only, what were the words you used? Only equine translator. Okay, I call that claiming your space. Now, how many entrepreneurs, business people do we have in the audience? Put up your hand. We have quite a few. This is going to be very important to you. Okay, so let me just take the flip chart and show you this. This is a little bit less directly about speaking and more about business, but they are related. This is, or could be, one of the most important tools in your business, speaking or otherwise. And actually, it's probably one of the most important tools, particularly if you want to be a speaker. Some people use this tool by accident. Some people use it by design. And the only reason they use it by design is if they've been in my program because I made it up. But here's what it is. This is a meter. And a meter measures things, like your speedometer measures your speed, or your odometer measures your engine revving. You know, this, I call this your Repumeter. What do you figure your Repumeter measures? Measures the state of your reputation. So if you're in business, or if you want to be a speaker, or even if you already are a professional speaker, consider this information. On your Repumeter, there are 4 specific points. 4 specific milestones. The first is what I call obscurity. So what happens is, if this is like a gas meter, you know, like a fuel meter, your needle is pointing at 0, or O for obscurity. This means when you start your business, nobody really knows who you are or what you do. Or if you, you launch yourself as a speaker, nobody really knows what you speak about, and they just don't really know where to put you because we're not really sure who you are or what you do. So when we start in our business, this is typically where we are. We're at obscurity. But then we start getting some business, we start serving some customers, we start getting some results, maybe doing some speaking gigs at local chambers of commerce or BNI meetings or service clubs or whatever. Then what happens is people start recognizing us a little bit for what we do. And then we become into this level called competitive. That's a C. At the competitive stage, you are in the game, but you're a member of a category of many. So that people might know what you do, but there's nothing particular that separates you from others who do what you do. And there are some industries that by their nature kind of gets you stuck there if you don't do something different. For example, real estate agents. Most of us have a pretty good idea what a real estate agent does. At least we think we do. Would you agree? Yeah. So if you're a real estate agent, the nature of your business kind of puts you in that spot. Because if you take 10 real estate agents or financial advisors or mortgage brokers, line them up against the wall, most of us aren't going to be able to pick one from the other based on what they do because we think they all do the same thing. So a lot of us get stuck in this area here. We get stuck in this competitive spot. We're in the game and we think we're doing well because everybody knows what we do. But the problem is there's nothing that separates us from everybody else who does what we do. Speakers get into this a lot. I'm a speaker. Whoop-de-doo. Because I've had 1 million speakers knock on my door in the last year wanting to speak at my events. What is it that separates you? So here's what we got to do. We have to work towards this next spot, which is called distinction. So after the competitive stage, when you start getting more business, start getting more clients, start getting more results, people start to know you a little bit more, you start becoming, you're working more towards the distinction level. Now at the distinction level, something really important happens here. This is a tipping point in your business or as a speaker. And the significant thing that happens here is this. On this side of distinction, people know you for what you do. For the process, I am a speaker, I am a mortgage broker, I am a this, and you're focused on what you do. At the distinction stage, your name starts to become associated with the results you provide instead of what you do. So what happens with Sharon is, and now that's a pretty unique thing anyway, but Sharon has claimed her space as being the only equine, is it equine or equine? Equine, the only equine translator. Now most of us don't really know what that is, but it's kind of interesting that she talks to horses and she brings the message of the horses through her and to you. Now, what she's doing is she's claiming her space up here in distinction as being the only. And so now people start to know her not for what she does as much as the results that she provides. So think about this in your business and in your speaking. What results are you providing for your clients? And then what happens is you start working towards this spot over here, breakthrough. At the breakthrough level, you are the clear one and only. You are a category of one in your business. So I have some friends who are in the breakthrough level. So Jane, for example, is the 7-figure mindset mentor. She mentors people into 7 and 8 figures into their business, and she's the only one I know that actually does that. We have a friend of mine in Ottawa, Peggy McCall, is the millionaire author maker. There's lots of people who help you write a book, but there's only one millionaire author maker. That's Peggy McCall. Breakthrough. You see? So this is what you want to do is in your business and in your speaking, you want to get past being known for what you do and into being known for the results that you provide. And there's a whole process to make all this happen. So I've got a few minutes left before we get our next speaker, but I'll give you 3 very simple steps. And these steps are required in whatever business you have in order to get this needle to move up this way. You have to have 3 things happen for you. And you need all 3. If 2 isn't going to work, 1 isn't going to work, you need all 3. And here's the first one. The first one we need is what I call outstanding client results. You got to get outstanding client results. What results are you getting for your clients that are different and better than the people who do what you do? Even as a speaker, our audiences, what are audiences saying about you that they're not saying about other speakers? Outstanding client results. If you're not getting outstanding client results for your business, then this isn't going to work for you. You got to do this. Then get better at what you do. Learn, study, grow, practice, get better at what you do so you can get outstanding client results. Okay? And then the second thing is you've got to take these outstanding client results, you've got to take those clients and turn them into raving fans. That's where somebody like Kathy Koliakovo comes in. Somebody who's a master at social media, who can take your results and share them with the world so that people start talking about you. And so that you're not the only one telling the world how great you are. You've got your audiences, and you've got your clients, and you've got your friends, and your contacts, and your circle of influence talking about how great you are. We got to take these great client results and turn them into raving fans. And then the third thing we need is what I call an expanding circle of influence. What's a circle of influence? How would you define a circle of influence? There's a million definitions. What's yours? Anybody? Maybe there's not a million. Maybe there's only one. Who has somebody over here? Who was it?
Closest friends.
Closest friends?
People we can impact.
People we can impact? Okay, let's take, yep.
Also, it includes the amount of people who are carrying the message forward.
Okay, so out of the 3 we've heard, I think that one is the closest. Here's why. Closest friends. My closest friend is over there working the sound. Let's say hi to Dave, by the way, who's come all the way from Ottawa to help make sure everything works over there. He's my buddy. We've been like brothers since the age 16, but you know something? He's never paid me a dime to take any of my training. So I'm not saying he shouldn't, but he hasn't. So in terms of business, from the circle of influence of business, Dave is not part of that circle of influence from this definition. What did you say? Some people I can influence?
People I can impact.
People I can impact. On Monday, I'm getting on a plane with Jane and my parents, and we're flying over to South Africa, and my mom is coming because we encouraged her to. So do you think I had an impact on that?
Yeah.
Mom has not paid me anything to take any of my training programs, and she's not going to. So although it's accurate, I don't think it's complete. Here's how I define circle of influence for the purpose of this exercise. Closer to your definition, but here's how I define it. Okay? The population within which I can catalyze change. The population within which I can catalyze change, and here's the second piece to it, as it relates to my business. And I like to use the word catalyze, because I want you to know I can use big-ass words like catalyze. So the population within which I can catalyze change as it relates to my business. So what I've got to do is I've got to increase the number of people within which I can catalyze change for the purpose of my business. So people who are going to go out there and talk about my business, but not just talk about my business, but change something in their own lives as a result of my business. That's why we've got 10 speakers up here today. And that's why we do these kinds of events all over the place, because the speakers in these events have affected change in their lives, and they use this platform to affect change in yours. They're expanding their circles of influence. So when you do these things, when you learn how to get outstanding client results, when you can take those clients and turn them into raving fans and increase your circle of influence, the population within which you can catalyze change as it relates to your business, then this needle moves forward. Now, here's how all this relates to speaking. Okay? Most audiences and most people who hire speakers and pay for them, the speakers that actually make money, most of them are at this level or above. Most of them are distinctive or above. There's something about them that's different. And usually, it's about the results that they get instead of what they do. Results could be in an audience, it could be, and it's usually not a standing ovation. People who hire you to speak at their events usually couldn't care less if you get a standing ovation. What they care about is what you say outside the door, in the men's room, at the bar, in the ladies' room. Did my mic just go off?
Yes,
Yeah, please hold.
Your best friend.
Yeah, it's my best friend. It's got to be Dave. Oh, it might be a battery. Do you still hear me? Yeah, I got to tell you a story. We did this event in Ottawa back in September. 8 microphones failed. 8. All 8. It's me. I'm telling you, it's me. I have done events with speakers where we have 10 or 12 different speakers on the stage. I am the only one for whom the microphone fails. I'll drive into a gas station. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I drive into a gas station. This has happened twice in my life. I drive into a gas station. I take the gas thing. I put it in the car. I press the button. The entire gas station goes down. Twice. This has happened. I take a flash drive. I'm on a roll now, baby. I'm in a flash drive. I go to a printer shop. I say, I need this printer. They said, okay. They stick it in the printer. Every printer in the place goes down. You know the words I've heard most in my life? I've never seen this before. I've heard those words more than any other words in my whole life. So who's our next speaker?